Hey everyone, I'm Sneha. I'm leading the community and developer adoption at Tezos India. I would like to welcome you all for the SheCrypt Masterclass session series. SheCrypt is an initiative taken by Tezos India to empower women and everyone to enter into the blockchain and Web3 space. So today we have Priyanka Sharma, who is the head of PR and social communications at WebRx team. So she would be sharing her journey in the Web3 and blockchain space and also about how to strive for an marketing career in this Web3 space. So now I would like to invite Ms. Priyanka Sharma to take over the session. Thank you.
Thank you, Sneha, for the warm welcome, and thank you for inviting me here. I have been following Tezos' journey in India, and I've watched Om especially do a phenomenal work in building and spreading the Tezos ecosystem in India. In fact, I think I remember meeting him a couple of years ago also. And then yeah, Sneha, I have been following your work on Twitter as well, and you guys keep up doing the amazing work that you are up to, and let's grow this ecosystem together. So I'll quickly start sharing my screen and get started with the presentation here. Just give me a second. Is my screen visible?
Yeah, it's visible.
Great. Okay, so let me start with my journey in crypto. Oh wow, it's so whenever when I think about my journey in crypto, I always think of it as that ECG graph that you get done, which has a lot of zigzags. So that's exactly how it's been. So a quick bit about me. I graduated from St. Xavier's, Kolkata. I did my I did my bachelor's in advertising and marketing, post which I moved to Bombay to join Crowdfire, a social media management startup. It was while working there that I had my first tryst with crypto is sometime in 2014 or 2015, and I bought a small amount of Bitcoin, but I did not honestly, I did not read too much about what BTC is, Bitcoin is all about, and what the technology does and everything. So I mean, I pretty much forgot about it until 2017, when we were in the middle of this huge bull run and everyone was talking about crypto and blockchain. So that's when I kind of every like few months or something, I kept on adding some BTC, Ether, and a few other crypto to my portfolio. It was also the time around the end of 2017 or early 2018 when Nischal, Siddharth, and Sameer started building WazirX. And that's when I was roped in by them to work on the marketing and communications for WazirX. And I've been involved with the exchange since its inception. I like to say that I used to call myself like the one woman army at Wazirx, because until like starting from 2018 until mid early 2020, I was single-handedly doing all sorts of marketing and communication for Wazirx, including blogs, social media, email, or even things like market research and PR. Of course, in 2020 onwards, we started expanding the marketing team, and our team has grown and how. And today, we're a pretty, solid marketing team. And as of today, I head public relations and social media functions at the exchange. Overall, it's so when I look back at how the whole journey in the crypto space has been, one major realization has been that it's a misnomer that I used to carry a lot in my head. And this kind of fear I also had when I was roped in for marketing. I was terrified about this space because I always thought that hey, I'm a non-developer, and then blockchain, and it sounds very techy. How do I end up, how will I do it, how will I market something like this? But over the years I've realized, and after being as a part of the industry, that blockchain it has a room for everyone in the space. And no, you do not need to be a non-techie to pursue a successful career in the space. All you need to possess is the curiosity and the zeal to learn, and you're good to go. So I'll move to talking about opportunities that are there in crypto space. And but before I talk about the opportunities, there's something I want to share with you guys. So I mean, of course, none of us are ever going to forget the impact that COVID-19 has had on our lives, but it's also had a tremendous impact on the crypto adoption in India. So of course, while so in the month of March 2020, there were two major events that happened in India, for which were very important and historic for the Indian crypto ecosystem. The first one was the Supreme Court of India reversing the banking ban, which was a huge yay for the industry. The second thing was, of course, the whole pandemic-induced lockdown. The pandemic became a huge driver for the crypto adoption in India, in fact, and in around the world. And one more thing is that because of the whole pandemic induced economic meltdown, we saw a lot of industries that were once thriving, doing well. We saw these industries in shambles. And then there were mass layoffs. But we saw that crypto continued generating employment, right? We saw so many people, especially with the additional time in hand, we saw people read about crypto, educate themselves, and resort to crypto for as an additional source of income. Slowly we started seeing that more and more people are becoming content creators, influencers, and whatnot in the space. In fact, as the crypto ecosystem itself grew, as the businesses in the space grew, there also became a huge demand for talent in the space, and which has been growing ever since then, because the space is still in a huge growth phase. So we saw, and as the businesses grew, there became a need for there emerged a need for product managers, UX designers, legal consultants, policy affairs team, marketing, business development, community management, and so on and so forth. And you realize the common factor, and here is that you can be any of these without being a blockchain developer. I mean, of course, blockchain developers are still, of course, the most sought after profiles in the space, but there is an equally increasing demand for other non-development related professions in the space as well. And of course, and this has been, and it's good to see that very like people are slowly getting to they're becoming aware of this, and they are willing to experiment and be a part of this industry. And honestly, it's a great time to participate in the space, because we're in the space where like the kind of zone we are in right now is somewhere, the .com phase was in early 2000 or something, where it was just beginning. People are figuring things out, and best to get an early mover advantage and move on, and then have a good career for it. Another thing that I want to touch upon is that when you look at Web3 and what this whole ecosystem is about, you'll realize one thing, that this Web3 is very community driven, right? And this is because eventually here the community is the owner of it. And how do you attract community? Like once you have built the product, then what? You have to work towards education and marketing efforts, and this is where you as marketers come into picture to kind of grow the ecosystem and find ways to increase adoption of your project, and take it make it more mainstream. One catch is, as I've mentioned here, that this this place, once you enter crypto, there's no going back. Okay, when people say that, hey, I went down this rabbit hole, every time I've heard someone talk about the crypto journey, this is what they have always said, that hey, I went down this rabbit hole in so and so years. But I'm telling you, I kid you not, they mean it. this space is like a rabbit hole, and it's going to spoil you for all the other industries. Once you enter blockchain on crypto, there's no going back. In fact, this is something that I have always found very intriguing about this space. That, see, for you to efficiently work in this space, you first need to understand, you need to read about this space, you need to understand what is blockchain, why it's important, what is decentralization all about. But the more you read about it, the more you learn about it, the more you realize that it's an acute need. This is a big problem that needs to be solved. And once you realize it, working in crypto is not going to be just a day job for you. I'm telling you, over the past few years of working in this space, I have found myself debating, arguing, fighting with people, talking about crypto, even when there were like, people were bad mouthing this space during the banking ban phase and all. And I do not remember any conversation with my family members or social circles, like non crypto circles, where I haven't spoken about blockchain or, answered some of the other queries. So it becomes that personal to you, because you start, it becomes a purpose for you. And if you're up for this, if you are that kind of a person, who's looking to pursue a career in this purpose driven space, then again, this space is for you. And go out, and do crazy shit here. So yeah, and then even at WazirX, of course, as an exchange only, our team, we have such a diverse like diverse departments, right? Not only, of course, we do have an engineering team, but we also have a solid marketing team, influencer marketing team, content team. We have social media, we have proper HR designers, and so on and so forth. So that's, it's amazing that this space has room for everyone and anyone. So come on, join it. The best time to join was like 10 years ago, and the next best time is now. So make the most of it, and get on this bandwagon. um I also want to take you guys through what WazirX has done, and especially the kind of marketing and communications efforts that we as an exchange have undertaken, which have helped us become the biggest exchange in India by volume. And so uh, we, even though we launched our exchange in March 2018, we actually announced announced the fact that we are building this exchange sometime in late January or early February. So during this 1.5 month phase, we were all about community led growth. What it means is, when we announced was that we are building WazirX, we also announced the great WRX giveaway program, wherein we involved our community in helping us build WazirX and grow WazirX. We rewarded and incentivized community to participate in our alpha and beta testing. We had sign up bonuses, referral bonuses, and a bunch of other programs to encourage the community to again, help us build WazirX, help us identify what's not working, and help us fix it, and take it to the next level. And actually, that's been a game changer, because the moment you involve your community in helping you build your product, you make them feel wanted, and you're involving them in your success. They feel that they are as involved and as committed to it, to your project's growth as you are. And that's what's helped us build and grow WazirX even today. We have made sure to involve our community, and take their feedback all the time, and build whatever they've asked us to build, based on like a bunch of other feedback and all that we keep collecting. So that's one very important takeaway here, that community make, and this is also going to be very important for marketing of Web3 projects, that how do you keep your community at the forefront of building and growing your project. um I also so anyway, so now that once we launched WazirX, and of course this was followed by the infamous banking ban, and it was followed by a lot of fear, uncertainties, and a lot of misinformation around crypto in India. So um, of course, and there was also this phase where crypto became a taboo word. No one wanted to talk about us. No one wanted to, we like when we wanted to do, PR, or any mainstream influencer to talk about our exchange. No one wanted to, even come close to us. So we realized that it's no longer about promoting WazirX. It's about sensitizing the masses about the industry we are in. What is the problem we are trying to solve? So very soon it became less about promoting WazirX and more about educating the people around crypto, what crypto is, and demystify all the myths and misinformation that was surrounding the industry. And that has actually helped us a lot. And that, when you um, so lack of education and awareness has always been like the biggest obstacle in the way of crypto adoption, and this is what we aim to solve, or rather, remove for the Indian public. And ever since then we have been on a path to educate or enable a culture of education for the crypto ecosystem in India. And even if you look at this India Wants Crypto campaign started by Nischal, this is what it's been all about, to bust misinformation and spread the correct information and concepts about what crypto is, and why, how it's emerging as an alternative asset class in India and around the world. So, in fact, even when in 2020, when the Supreme Court of India quashed the banking ban, we doubled down on our educational efforts. And ever since then, I'm really glad to see that we have taken immense strides in kind of spreading crypto education in India. Ever since then, we have partnered with a bunch of edtech startups to educate students and young professionals around crypto and blockchain. We have also conducted several workshops and webinars at some of the top tiered engineering and engineering colleges and B schools, to again spread awareness and education around crypto, blockchain, trading, even technical and fundamental analysis and whatnot. In fact, most recently, we also partnered with a reputed university called Gurukul Kangri to kind of create you know certified courses on blockchain and crypto for free for students, and that's been received phenomenally by the masses. So when you look at all these initiatives, and we've realized that the more efforts we have taken in the direction of educating the masses around crypto, or how even basics like how to take informed decisions about which crypto to invest in, and etc etc, it's actually led to more people having open conversations about it, and becoming more okay with, okay, that yes, it's a new space, but there is enough information flowing in that you can figure things out. So WazirX's mission has always been to make crypto accessible in India, and to make crypto, or in if you want to make your own project accessible to everyone. See, there are three components that come with it. First is, of course, having a workable kick-ass product which people can actually use. Second is community, having a community that is backing you, that is being your cheerleader, and helping you spread word and grow the ecosystem and the project, who are equally invested like you. And third is empowering your target audience. Whoever your target audience is, make sure you empower them and equip them with enough knowledge and information about the space. It's not about marketing your product. It's about educating them about the what is a problem and what is your industry or sector trying to solve. And then once they know enough, and if your product is good, they are automatically going to come to your product and use it. That's how it works, and that's what we have continued to pursue at WazirX. Now, next, I want to come to this, like a, this is the most like commonly asked question: how do we encourage more women to participate in this space? um so while I would love to discuss a lot of ideas around this, but before delving into the solution, let's ask ourselves, why are there not enough women participating in crypto? And then why is this happening, and why is diversity inclusion so important? When I think about my own experience, when I was early in the space, I realized that, from an outside perspective, the crypto and blockchain space can be a little intimidating, because it might look a little complex, and of course, you already don't have a lot of idea about how this whole thing is. And like I mentioned in the beginning of this um, session, is I was super terrified that, being a non-techie, how am I going to work in this space? I can't write a line of code. But of course, as you work in the space, you realize that, you don't need to be a developer to, work in the crypto space. And this is, unfortunately, a lot of people still have this misconception that you need to be a developer, you need to be a blockchain developer, that's a prerequisite to working in the space, whereas the truth is it's not. And this is what together, we have to kind of this is a myth that together, we have to bust, and then, spread this the right information around this space. So another thing that, I remember is, when I was again when I was new in the space, I um, I was also a little terrified because I couldn't see a lot of women in the space who were very vocal, and that made the space look all the more intimidating to me. So I don't know how many do that, and but I would love to hear your thoughts on this. So every time I walk into a room, I don't know why, but like there's like a subconscious part of me always tends to look for women, in the room. Okay, can I see more women, and all of that. And this is exactly the problem I had, in early 2017 or something, when I wouldn't see a lot of women active on Twitter, talking about crypto and all. But I did find someone, and I also had the privilege of meeting her in 2020, Preeti Kasireddy, and her articles and her content on crypto, it was an eye opener for me. I loved reading through it, and and then her articles are the reason I went down this rabbit hole and became confident that yes, I can work in this space. And and because I knew that, what I am bringing to the table, okay, I may not be bringing my coding skills to the table, but I am bringing my, eagerness to learn and adapt in this space. And that's what has helped me thrive, in this industry so far. So another reason, so now now keeping like, aside from my personal experience, one more thing that I've noticed that deters women, or rather that could be a cause of seeing um, fewer women in this space, is how crypto or blockchain is seen. This industry is kind of seen as a juncture between tech and finance. Now, looking at it, historically, traditional banking and finance sectors, as well as technology, both these sectors have been underrepresented by women, right? And this is also what kind of leads to lesser participation of women in blockchain. And moreover, we have seen fewer women have access to money management and investments, financial investments. So that further adds to the stigma, which kind of withholds them from investing in crypto or participating as a trader, or something like this. But slowly it's changing, and it's good that it's changing. We are seeing an increase in number of, like, at least on WazirX, we are seeing an increase in the number of female participation on our spot exchange. On the NFT marketplace front, we are seeing like an amazing number of female NFT artists come up, and achieving a lot of success, and selling their NFTs really well. And it feels good to see so many women coming and being a part of this ecosystem. And while we are making progress, but we're still not there yet. And which is what brings me to now the solutions, that what we as people in the industry, as women in this space, what we can do together to kind of make sure that more women take cognizance of the space, and find it less intimidating, and eventually are encouraged to pursue a career in this space. The first and most important thing that we all should do as being women in the space is share our stories. We need um, we need more visible women in the space. We need women to talk about their stories, how they got into crypto, um, and then seeing more women featured on various media, or speaker panels and conferences, and even talking about how you don't need to be just a developer to pursue a career in the space. There is enough room for non-technical people and skill sets in the industry. We also need some female led networking events, where women, where we can create like a safe space for women to meet each other, learn from each other, share ideas, probably even find co-founders, or potential investors for their startups, and basically again thrive and grow in the space. Another thing that we can do, which is a little generic, is conduct crypto career workshops, which is again to create more awareness around what all sort of career opportunities you can pursue in this space. And maybe we can have people working in different areas. So we have phenomenal women working in policy, in crypto. We have super, again, women working in NFT space, in DeFi space, in exchanges, projects, everything. So as in, we need more women to come and talk about what all careers you can pursue, and to kind of again create more awareness. Another thing is, of course, mentoring and helping each other out, because it's I think we got to look out for each other. If as a woman in the space, you have to, if anyone you see, is wanting to, break into this space, like just get their foot in the door. And if you have the privilege of knowing people, knowing the right people, or being at the right place at the right time, then use your privilege to help another woman out, and mentor young women, and help them take the next step, and yeah, and then succeed, of course. So of course, let's help each other out. Another thing that I want to highlight is that the last thing is, and this reminds me of something I read recently on some blog, that don't go for women, start with girls. And that kind of struck me really hard, because while it's good to look at how do we encourage more women to pursue a career in this space, or become investors or traders, but we this problem is bigger. This problem is way bigger, because uh, again, it brings me to this whole underrepresentation of women in tech and finance. So we need to find a way to kind of nip this problem at the bud, and we need to find ways to conduct workshops, and awareness campaigns at school levels, where we can reach out to young girls and students, and educate them about STEM, and encourage them to pursue a career in this space, which again would kind of in the long run enable them to innovate, and equip them with the encouragement, and um, and validation that probably they never got. And I think this is very important. Okay, which brings me to the end. What is the future of crypto? So the beauty of crypto is that it's ever evolving. In the last 2 years and all, you see, we've come such a long way. From crypto use cases to NFT, DeFi, DAOs, and this space continues to evolve. And if you ask me what is the future of crypto, I would say in one word, it's decentralized, right? Because over like in the abhi right now, I like to think that currently, looking around, we are in the build phase, and in the next 2 to 3 years we are going to see more and more use cases of crypto come to life. We'll also see more traditional institutions and entities kind of merge with the decentralized world to kind of pave way for more Web3 innovation. And again, when you look at Web3 innovation, it is about, everyone is the owner. It's not unlike Web 2. It's not going, the power is not going to be in the hands of select few, but we, all of us as the community, are going to own the internet, and that's what the future of crypto is all about. That's all. If anyone has any questions, I'll be happy to answer.
Thank you, Priyanka. I think that was a wonderful session of you sharing your experience, and I connect with you on a lot of points because even I come from a completely non-technical background, and I could relate to a lot of your points. So I also liked the one statement that you made, that blockchain have a room for everyone to make a career. It's not just technical people, so everyone are welcome to make a career here. So I think that was a wonderful session. I really loved it. And I also would recommend this session for all the non-technical people who are trying to make or explore a career in this Web3 space. I think we do not have any questions from the audience. And once again, I thank you so much for taking